Have you ever noticed that in a family, it seems that there is a particular trend that is going on in that family, that you see that almost everyone in that family is not doing well. Either they are always experiencing backwardness, disappointment, failure, marital problem. In fact, the problem is as if it's in chains, and the people there are suffering from that same type of problem. Maybe none of them is giving birth, or when they're giving birth, they're just giving birth to a particular sex, only male, male, or only female, female. They cannot mix. They can't give birth to male and female, or you see untimely death. Sometimes they will not even reach up to 50 years or 40 years, they die. No longevity. Believe me, something is wrong. It is called generational curse. So by God's grace, in today's video, I am going to teach you how you will permanently break away from generational curse and be free. So welcome once again to my official YouTube channel. In this particular channel, I treat three important variables, which are actually health, safety, and spirituality, with this conclusion that when you understand this three very well, there's no limit to your achievement. If this is the very first time you're landing in my channel, you're highly welcome. Please do well to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, so that once there is a new upload from me, you get it. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for always tuning in. So without wasting time, let's get to the business of today. Let me quickly explain briefly why generational curse exists. You see, in Exodus 34 verse 7, Bible actually noted there that he's going to use the iniquity of the fathers to visit the children. Sometimes you may ask yourself, I am a Christian, a born-again Christian, why then is this curse still being evident? My dear, this world we are living is a mystery. We all come from a lineage, we all come from generation, and most of the time, the land that you're occupying as your ancestral heritage, you don't even know how that land come about. You just see that this is your father's compound, this is your father's village, and you are living there. Believe me, you cannot inherit someone's assets without actually inheriting the liability. So once to an extent you are enjoying someone's assets, if not for anything, enjoying the person's name, you are bound to also enjoy some of the liabilities of that person. And one of those liabilities is actually generational curse. It's up to you whether you break away or not. And you see that most of the times that this generational curse is gotten due to rebellion to God, or one heinous sin or the other, especially in those particular times when our forefathers were actually idol worshippers. Most of the time they shed innocent blood, and this innocent blood, and one way or the other, invoke curse on them. Sometimes this curse always comes from simply the word of mouth, or an expression for one thing or the other they did. Somebody now open up to say some powerful negative words, and because word is a spirit, this entire universe you are seeing is just created by only word of mouth, and that is to tell you how powerful word is. And that is why even you as an individual, be careful of your words, because sometimes we use our word to even lay curse on ourselves. But the ones you lay on yourself or somebody lay on you is easily broken. But when we talk of generational curse, that one does a lot, because it goes even from your unborn generation, and the area you break away, you see that your unborn generation will be very, very free. Like I said before, the evidences of this particular generational curse is always poverty, disappointment, backwardness, promise and fail, divorce, abuse. Maybe when the person gets married, they will be suffering from abuse, untimely death, unproductivity. Sometimes you discover that certain family doesn't give birth. Like I know a particular family, even though they're believer, they're a kind of very committed to God till today, they didn't give birth. A well-notable man of God have gone there to break covenant, yet what is happening is still happening. That is to tell you, to break away from generational curse is not an easy thing. But believe me, I have a good news for you. There is a permanent solution to this problem with what I'm going to share today. First of all, to break away from generational curse, you need to do 3 days fasting. When I talk about this fasting, it's not actually how far, but how well. You can do 6 to 9, you can do 6 to 12, you can do 6 to 3, you can do 6 to 6, you can do all through night fasting. That's from 3 p.m. you stop eating till daybreak. It's up to you. The most important thing in this fasting is one, for you to understand what you are doing, for you to put your mind in it, for you to do it with cheerful heart, for you to uproot every negativity in you, and then have confidence that Almighty God in heaven, that who you are sacrificing this your food for these days, will actually hear you. And this first thing, you are going to start it 2 days before your date of birth. When I mean date of birth, I'm not talking of your year of birth. Let's assume that you are born on 6th September. Now, if 6th September, maybe let's say 1991, 2001, whenever you are born, is actually on a Wednesday. I'm just giving an example. Then start the fasting on a Monday, because you are going to do the actual breaking of the covenant according to what I'm going to teach you on that particular day of your birth. Now, before you even start this fasting, a day before, then go to the market and buy me new black bucket. Most of the times I will tell you in this channel, don't use black bucket, but this one you are going to use black bucket. And also, please, if you are on your monthly flow, allow it to finish. Give 3 days before you do this. And if you start doing it and your monthly flow starts, please stop. When your monthly flow finish, start afresh. And also, if you have met any man or woman, even if it's your husband, your wife, carnally, please don't do it. That 3 days must be separated from such affair. You will be totally separated for God and for God alone. So when you buy that black bucket, you get 2 fowl eggs. 2. Believe me, spiritually, what actually represents we human being is egg. There are 4 things that represent human beings spiritually. One is cow. That's why if you actually want to do exchange, like people that have serious generational curse and they want to, like, let me give life something to God so that I will kind of reclaim the life of my family, the best thing to give is actually cow, not even goat or whatsoever. Then the second one is dove. You see that when Jesus was baptized, it was dove that came upon his head and said, "This is my beloved son with whom I am well pleased." And the fourth one is cat. That's why you see witchcraft, they can easily wear cat and use cat to be doing their evil manipulations, because spiritually these 4 things actually represent human being: cow, dove, cat, and the egg. So you need 2 eggs for this particular work. 1 egg represents the generation you know. The generation you know is like your father. By God's grace, most of you will know your father, your mother. Even if your father is late, you may know him, and then your mother. And if you are married, you're a kind of marital home, father-in-law, mother-in-law. The second one is the generation you don't even know, your forefathers, the lineage you come from that may even be traced to Abraham. Whatever that they did that you don't know that they still affect you, that generation you don't know, at least to your 4th generation, you need to use 1 egg to represent them. So when you get this egg, make sure that this pointed edge, you see the edges, is the one facing up when you start praying. See this one. And this prayer, remember that you face God, the sun is coming from the east. You face the east where it is to do this prayer. Now, when you get it, get a piece of paper, tear a slim piece of paper and write your name, full name, and paste it on each of the eggs. When you paste it, make sure that if you are a married woman, also add your marital name and your maiden name. But if you are not married, just your maiden name. Likewise, the man, you do like that. Then you keep this egg. Then you buy original honey. I have explained most of the times in this how you identify original honey. Go to my channel, you find out original honey, because when you are doing spiritual work and what you are using is not original, it will not work. Then get 7 cubes of sugar, and then 3 spoonfuls of the same salt you normally use in your kitchen, and then get fertility leaves. Very important. Fertility leaves separates land in Igbo land. The same way that it separates the land is how it can separate you from one generation to the other, separate you from evil. I have explained it when I was talking about what you can do to be untouchable, both spiritually and physically. I talk of mixing clove with leaves. Go to my channel to get that video. Now you get fertility leaves. When you get all these things, fill that black bucket with water. The water you fill is rainwater, the one that comes directly from the sky, not the one that fetch through the zinc. If you couldn't gather such water, please, when you put all of these things I'm talking about inside that water. Put it on top of the tank, zinc, anywhere you can put it for morning dew to enter. Let's say you are going to start this prayer on a Friday. Then on Thursday, make sure that all these things are already available. Apart from egg that you keep separately, every other thing should be in that water. Above all, you are going to get alligator pepper. See alligator pepper. Alligator pepper is a spirit. It's God that packaged it that way. It's God that packaged it and made it to be. It's not ordinary. And in our place on Igbo land, they will always tell you that alligator pepper does not go on a shameful journey. It doesn't go on an empty journey. You can't send it on an errand. It come back empty and without fulfilling that particular purpose you sent it. And that is why you needed it. Very important, because it's going to bear you witness that on a day like this, I have broken out of this courses, I have renounced and rejected it. But when you want to use alligator pepper for a spiritual purpose, like when you want to use something for physical purpose, let's say you want to use this, there is a way you cook it to eat. Likewise, there is a way you prepare this alligator pepper, it will be fit for you to use for spiritual purpose. The reason why you have to prepare it is because many hands have touched it and there is negative energy in it. And for those negative energy not to be there, if you want it to be very, very effective, you bury it for 7 days where water will not be touching it, rain will not be touching it on the ground. Then when you are removing it to use, it will become a new one that nothing has happened. But if you don't have that opportunity, no problem. Just get it, raise it with your right hand and go to early morning sun and pray about it, that every negative energy is knocked away from this, that I want to use it to spiritual work. Oh God, cause it to work for me. That just like Moses used staff to deliver the children of Israel, that this is my own staff, use it to deliver me. Then when you finish that prayer, the day you are going to prepare that water, put it at your back and open it. Please, while opening it, if any of the seed fall on the ground, drop that one and pick another one. That is, it also have a lot of health benefits, so you can actually chew it, eat that one and use it for your health benefit. But for the spiritual purpose, let no one fall. You now use your nail and open it. Now bring it to your front and count it just 4 seeds. You have thousands of seeds. You can now go and store this one and be using it for your spiritual purpose, as you have already prepared it for spiritual purpose. You tie it very well, store it to one place and be using it. Please don't use alligator pepper that is already open and somebody is selling only the seed. Even if you are abroad, you cannot buy it online anyhow. You can get it. It's very important. It will do a lot of things. The things it will do for you is much more than no matter how much you spent in getting it. It does a lot of things. There are a lot of spiritual work that involve alligator pepper that are still going to be sharing in this channel. So you keep it safely. Remove only 4 seed. That 4 seed represent the 4 corners of the universe: east, west, north, and south. It can also represent, if you are a Nigerian in Igbo, it represents just the 4 market days, Eke, Orie, Afo. It is bearing you witness that today that you are breaking out of this particular covenant. So you add it in that particular water you are going to use to bet. So when you have prepared that water, you have gotten all these items ready. Then very early in the morning or in that night, you have prepared the water. Then keep it on the zinc of the day you are starting this fasting, 2 days to your date of birth. Let morning dew be dropping on it with that fertility leaf inside. Everything will be inside. But in this particular time, don't remove the fertility leaf one by one. Let it be in a bunch, be inside, because it's going to be the sponge you are going to use to do that birthing. Now, after you have left it, then you start your fasting and prayers. Let's say you are doing Wednesday to Friday, that Friday is the date of your birth or the day of your birth. On that particular Wednesday, read only Psalm 51. Every prayer you be praying is just for God, forgive me. Pleading for mercy for all your generation, whatever they did, the one you know, the one you don't know, that the Lord will have mercy, forgive, cleanse, purge, sanctify. You begin to, the things you are going through, what caused you begin to ask for mercy. Asking for God for mercy. That's the main thing you are going to pray. Make sure you wake in the midnight between 12 to 3 to continue your prayers. Throughout that day, as you are praying, you are touching that water, saying that today I will use this water to bathe. I'll bat out every of that negative energy. Remember that inside that water is 7 cubes of sugar, showing that that sweetness is going to be introduced back to your body. Salt is there that you are going to be preserved. Everything that is unproductive will start being productive. The honey is there that your life will start flowing with milk and honey, just as the Bible has said it, that your life will start begin to flow with honey, good things, good vibes. Everything negativity is going to turn to positivity. Then remember the alligator pepper, 4 pieces, bearing you witness that no curse from 4 corners of will ever follow you again. That today is a witness that you have breaking away. That particular fertility leaf showing that everything about you will be fertile, and that from today you are being separated from that generation you come from. That none of the curse coming from that generation will ever follow you again. So as you are praying, you are touching that water. You are not using that water to bathe till the 10th day. Then the second day, you come out to pray. The same thing. As you are praying, you are touching that water, saying everything you want, especially at midnight. Then on the 3rd day, make sure you come between 12 to 3, anytime you wake. If not, set an alarm. Then when you come to pray, the second day, use Psalm 105 throughout and pray everything you want. You continue praying. At that time, you begin to pray that God will remember you. God will now restore all the things you lost because of these curses, that the blessings you begin to inherit your generational blessing. One day I'm going to teach how you're going to inherit generational blessing. Everybody's always interested in generational curses. What of your generation? There are some hidden blessings, hidden treasures in your generation that none of your generation possess till they die. Believe me, there is a way you also go about it. All of them will come to you. Begin to pray that from today, all these things that is happening will no longer happen. Then on the 3rd day, when you are praying on that midnight, get Deuteronomy 28 from verse 1 to 14. Begin to claim all the blessings that today, as you are going to be obedient, when you are doing this, please be careful not to, in future, start doing some things like shedding blood, like people that commit abortion, or you're helping a lady to commit, and some of these things that causes cause in your generation. Please desist from it, so that you will not, after you have breaking away from this cause, you use your hand to invoke another cause. So you now read that Deuteronomy 28 verse 1 to 14, Deuteronomy 28 1 to 14, claiming all the blessings that today, as you are obedient, as you begin to follow God with the whole of your heart, as you are breaking away that this from the causes following you, that these are the things that should be coming to be first and not the last. You will be above only, you will prosper, you eat the good of the land, you claim them. After claiming it, you read Psalm 126 for Christian. But if you are not a Christian, just pray the way you pray and follow the same procedure. And then Psalm 126 that it was like a dream how God have delivered when the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion. We are like then that dream. Then after you have finished that prayer, make sure that you are still within the time of 12 to 3. In other words, wake up at least 1 or 2. Then before it is 3 a.m., you now get this egg. You know they are going to be 2. But I'm just using it as sample. Making sure that it's here that is the pointed edge that is up. Then you remove your clothes and be the way you come into this world. Remember, you are doing this work in midnight, and start cleaning all your body. See, as I'm cleaning out every cause, covenant, negative. Believe me, this is highly spiritual work. As you are doing it, those causes are entering this egg. This cause that I'm passing through, untimely death that my family is passing through, backwardness, disappointment, you start cleaning. If you clean till your leg, you start from the head. Don't clean backwards. That's you clean from leg to no. From head. Make sure that if you're a lady, when you're going to do this, you are carrying your hair with your hair being plaited, because you will start from the head. Then if you are wearing anything artificial in your body, like even this watch, ring, remove all of them. Be natural. Be the way God have created you. Remove every form of makeup. Then you now clean from head to down. Use the 2 eggs. Calling all the things you are passing to this generation. I know my father's, my mother, everything. Even my 4th generation, the ones that I don't know, whatever they are saying. When you finish with 1 egg, you bring for the one that is generation you don't know, you begin to clean it. After cleansing your entire system, you keep that egg somewhere where it is safe. Then after keeping it, then you can go back to sleep. You will watch your dream. Your dream will tell you that you are broken out. Even before you finish it, you see good things happening. You see your life changing. Then the next morning, I'd set alarm at least by 5 a.m. Very early, wake up before you talk to anybody. Go out of your house. Here you make sure that your leg is touching sand facing east, and declare that as you have broken away from this covenant, that you are free and free permanently. It will never follow you again. You get the eggs and smash it on the ground or throw it very far away where you know that it must break. Then when you have broken it, believe me, you are free. Then come back, carry that water you have prepared, enter bedroom, remove all your clothes the way you come into this world. If you feel that you are dirty, you can bath your normal bath. Then when you are going to bed this bed, you are not going to use cream, you are not going to use your normal sponge, you are not going to use soap, you are not going to use any other thing artificial, just the way you are prepared that water. What will now be your sponge is that fertility leaf. You remove that fertility leaf and begin to bet as you are pouring the water, then saying I'm batting out every cause, covenant, backwardness, disappointment, failure, untimely death, unproductivity, whatever cause, follow me from my mother's side, from my father's side, from my husband's side, from anywhere I've been, for any generational cause, knowingly or unknowingly, from the generation I know, from the generation I don't know, you begin to bet it. As you are washing your body, you are washing it out. Then after you must have bet it, allow that water to dry in your body. Make sure you did not bet till next 24 hours. So as if you bet 5 a.m. that day, you will not even have your night bet till next 24 hours. And then you now pack that fertility leaf with that bucket, black bucket, and then make sure that the alligator pepper did not fall out when you are bathing. That 4 alligator pepper inside it, remain a little water in that bucket. Go and pour it on the road where you are sure that leg normally touch, and declare that that alligator pepper is your witness today that you have broken away from all the generational curse coming from your generation. Then when you have done this, please break that bucket. A lot of negativity have gathered, causes have gathered in that bucket. Don't use that bucket ever again. Break it and throw it away. That as you are throwing it, if you have no place to throw it, burn it. It's a rubber bucket, it can easily be burned. That as you are burning it today, so I have burned off everything about generational cause. Then you carry that remaining leaves of fertility leaf you leave and bury it. That as I'm burying it, I have buried every form of generational curse. Today I have come out as a new person. And believe me, that is the end of generational curse in your life. And if you're a mother that have children or a father, you will see that as you break away, that's how your children are cut off from that generation too. No generational curse will follow you again. You will see your life turning into a glorious life. Please just try this, you will surely testify. So with this, I've actually come to the end of this video. If you find it helpful, please give me that thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share and comment, and also share this channel to everyone, because you might be helping 1 or 2 persons. Thank you once again for being part and parcel of my channel. Still your lady Jenny saying bye.